Okay, this is just a video showing you areas that have been neglected by this council. This is where, like one block behind my house, a wilderness that's within the city of Florence. Just terrible. People, this is like a third world country, and people on this council have neglected, on the council of the city of Florence, South Carolina, have neglected to put any funding in these areas. You tell me I got to wait 4 years before I get funding to deal with these areas. Now this is just about a block behind my house. Okay, now this is downtown. Now what you see is the Performing Arts Center that was recently built. The city's got about $5 million invested in that. And then right across the street, here comes the new library. Not the library, but the museum. See, these things are being built by the city's monies from the city of Florence County and certain foundations that gives millions and millions of dollars for the development of these areas. And then the sad thing about it is that the resources that comes to do these areas comes from the city of Florence, and it's neglecting the neighborhoods. Slow down right here, stop right here. And this is a breezeway that we've just put in just to satisfy the people at this hotel that the city of Florence sponsored so much of. We put millions of dollars into the development of this hotel. Now we're turning left here on West Evans Street, where there is the construction of the downtown area, which used to be 90% black. Now it's 90% white, 99% white. All the blacks have been pushed out, and all the funds, all the money. You look at the new pavement that have been put down, the new streetscapes that have put down from the money from the city. They will say, well, this is money from the accommodation tax money, but it's free money. It's free money that everybody's getting except for our neighborhoods. Okay, now this is an area that is within the same block of another council member. In the same block of another council member that's here. And slow down, you're going too fast. And it shows you how the houses have been abandoned, run down, left out. I mean, look at the boarded up houses. The conditions that people have to live. Look at the grown up lots on this side, and then we'll go over to this side, from side to side. Now apparently somebody lives in this house, and it's kept up here. But then right across the street, boarded up houses, boarded up. Look over there, and right down the street, now this boarded up houses, and look at the overgrown lots, the conditions that people have to live in. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And then you tell me that I gotta wait 4 years? 4 years before we can be able to do anything about our neighborhood development. The banks are saying we're not gonna lend money in these areas. Look at this grown up lot here. And then the house next to it, boarded up. This house is just apartment complex, just run down. Looks like we're in Africa somewhere. Boarded up houses. Boarded up. Hey, nobody lives here, and I mean, it's a thing wherein, I've gotten that already, wherein it is an intentional thing to cause us to abandon these properties. 20 years ago, these properties were full of life, houses everywhere, very few grown up lots. As I mentioned before, this is the worst I've ever seen it, the worst it's ever been, because of lack of attention from members of this council, lack of attention from the banks. We can't get money to even fix up the houses that we have in our neighborhoods. This is just disastrous. We cannot continue to let this happen. In some cases, fairly nice houses that's boarded up. People could leave, they would. And I think that's the intent of this council. That's the intent of the leadership, to cause us to want to leave so that they can come in and take control of our properties. Now, I've just shown you part of West Florence, East Florence. Now this is North Florence. This is North Florence. And what I'm going to do is just make a one cubicle block circle. Just to show you just how bad it is in our neighborhoods. This is a community development block area wherein it is 99.999% black. And you tell me that I've got to wait 4 more years before there's any kind of money is allocated for neighborhood redevelopment. Now we've spent, turn right here, we've spent over 100, there has been, let me correct that, there has been over $100 million investment in about a 5-block area of downtown. But yet we can't find monies to invest in the low-income areas of our neighborhood. I mean, look at this wilderness. You know, look at what we have here. I mean, this is maybe 7, 8 blocks from downtown Florence, and look at it. You know, but yet you tell me that we don't need to invest in our neighborhoods. We can wait another 4 years. It's insane what you're asking me to relinquish. Now, these are neighborhoods where other members of council live. This is another neighborhood, not specific houses of council members, but this is the neighborhoods where they live. And now you make the comparison. But yet they feel that it's not necessary to reinvest in the neighborhoods. You know, we had jobs. There's enough jobs in rebuilding the neighborhoods wherein, you know, the lower income areas to last another 10, 15 years. Put people to work to increase the value of their properties and live in upscale neighborhoods or better neighborhoods than what the conditions that people in those other neighborhoods presently live in. But for some reason, it's not a viable thing to do for those of us who live in a mostly black neighborhood. You know, now this is country club area where you got, you know, really upper income areas of people living in this area, and they have absolutely no concern for those of us who live in the lower income areas. And this, what's happening to Florence, South Carolina, is not happening by chance. It's happening by design. And, you know, I'm trying all that I can to get the world to know how disproportionate things are for those of us who live in. But see, the thing about it is the money that's being used for low income, for these upper areas, it's free taxpayers' money. And well, it's money coming from certain different funds, but it's free money. If you can find free money to do the things that you do for those who have money, then you can find free money to do the things that you do for those who do not. When you got low-income folk, it's called welfare. Upper income folk, though they get much more, it's called economic development.